Okay, so before we start our topography in Revit, you got your exterior walls locked down, you got your foundations in, you got your footers in. At this point, we are we need to basically clean up your AutoCAD file. So the house that I designed is going to sit on that example lot 56 that we did when we laser cut way back. So the first step is to get your floor plan on here. You may not have drawn it in CAD already, so we need to make sure it fits on there. So from Revit, I'm in my first, my level 1. So, if you were in 3D, you're just clicking back to level 1 here. And then we are going to export this. So you're going to go to File, and then you're going to go to Export CAD Formats, and you'll see DWG. Yeah, we'll close on that. We're going to hit Next. Pay attention where you're saving. So I have this in my Revit video files. I already did this once to show you, so I'll just call this 1.1, and we'll hit OK on that. And then over in AutoCAD, I would go to Open, and then there's the one I just uploaded or just exported. But here's the original one. I got that opened up here. Now you got a lot of stuff coming in here from Revit. You got all your dimensions, all your floor plan, your floor patterns and everything. All I did was I did a polyline. So I did a polyline. I traced around the exterior of my house. So I have that sitting on top here, and then I just copied that over. This file, if you look at your units, is set to architectural and inches. We want to maintain that as we go through here. So I'll hit cancel on that. But I'm going to copy this. So select it, go to clipboard and copy, and then I'd go over to my lot 56 and do my right click and paste, and now I have that outline of my floor plan in there, and then I got to make sure it fits on there. Now in this case, I don't need to rotate it. It's already lined up correctly for my lot. The garage is right here. There's my street. There's a chance you're going to have to rotate it. So if it's 90 degrees, that's easy. If you're looking at a different lot, I think this is Darren's, this doesn't even fit on his lot, but I'd have to rotate this thing to fit on here. So you'd have to place it on the model, rotate it around. If it doesn't fit, make some tweaks. I'm just going to use this as an example. Draw a north line up here and then figure out how many degrees you're going to have to rotate this thing. So we zoom in on that. 140 degrees is what I need to rotate my plan in Revit. So I'm going to post a different video. If you have to rotate your project north, that's going to be a separate video. I'm going to just go straight through to how do we import our floor plan and then how to start to build some topography. But this is kind of our preliminary steps. So if you need to rotate your plan, go ahead and rotate it in CAD. You'll need to watch the Rotate True North video before you start working on your topography. If you're like this example where it just fits on there, it's already drawn in the right orientation, you'll skip right ahead to importing your CAD file and building your topography. So you may or may not have to watch that video in between here. So all I'm looking at here is I just want this to line up nice on here. Now notice there is nothing else in this file. So you don't want to bring in all of this stuff to Revit, because when you go to orbit, like if you're in free orbit in Revit, it's now orbiting around a couple mile wide space that you have in here. So that's a disaster. So what you want to do, and again we talked about units here. So this file is also set up in units of architecture and inches. I would select what I want to copy. So we're going to grab this stuff and we're going to put it on the clipboard, and then I would start a new file, and in that new file I'm going to turn off my grid down here, go to drawing utilities and units, and I want to make sure this set is architectural and inches before I paste. Okay, so then we'll clipboard paste that in, specify our insertion point, there we go, and then I would go to and grab this piece, clipboard copy that, bring that over here, clipboard paste it, and drop that down where I want to place that on my lot. We're going to use that to position, because we have this over in Revit here, we have your floors in the right position. We're going to use that outline of your home to position the topography based upon the house you already have drawn there. Now, notice it has the elevation corners on there. It's got your contour intervals, so we're going to be making some marks across there. But this is your first setup. Now from here, you just want to make sure you save this. So I'm going to save this drawing here as we'll call this Revit Topo import. So I'll hit save on that. So next step for you, if your house is straight like this, you're going to skip the rotating true north video and you're going to go right to working on topography. If your house sits on your property more like this, I'll have a separate video set up for rotating true north, and then we'll start on topography from there.